What we have here is another prime example of a show going woke and then biting the dust, becoming a failure because nobody wants this type of nonsense from Hollywood. The majority of people out there, people like me, people like you, we aren't interested in Hollywood preaching to us. Hollywood continues to think that they are our moral compass, that they are the ones who are going to lead us into a brighter and more moral future, and nothing could be further from the truth. And most of us see that. Most of us know that the people in Hollywood aren't any better than us when it comes to their morals. In fact, most of them are worse than us in many ways, and all we want them to do is just to act. We just want them to act and make movies and entertain us. That is all we are asking for, and they can't even do that properly. So Lovecraft Country is the newest thing that is becoming a get woke, go broke type of situation. So HBO drops Lovecraft Country, announces second season will not be moving forward. This was a show that HBO was putting a lot of focus on. This was a show that they were putting a lot of hope into it succeeding, and it didn't. It fell apart. Money talks. And the reason why HBO isn't moving forward with the show is because people aren't interested. So we'll get into why it is woke and why it is nonsense in just a second here, in case you guys haven't watched the show. But before we do, I have a sponsor, and I want to thank The Coldest Water. Make sure that you go check out The Coldest Water, because there is still ice in this water bottle from yesterday after I put it in. And the greatest thing about this, the best thing about this water bottle, is that I walked around all day during 4th of July with this water bottle out in the hot sun. You know, it was sitting in my car for like 2 hours in like 95 degrees. And when I opened it up and I took a drink, it was still ice cold. Because that is how this water bottle works. It keeps your drinks cold for up to 36 hours. And that is pretty incredible stuff, especially during the hot summer. So right now is a perfect time to get yourself a Coldest Water bottle. You will not regret it, and the links to that are in the description, so make sure that you go check out the Coldest Water and get yourself one of these water bottles. It is odor resistant as well. You can take it wherever you go, and it will keep your drink cold no matter what. And that is the beautiful thing about this water bottle, and why I am never going to be going to any other water bottle besides the Coldest Water. So make sure you check it out. Links are in the description. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this article here. So HBO drops Lovecraft Country, announces second season will not be moving forward. HBO has announced that Muskegon's television adaptation of Matt Ruff's novel Lovecraft Country, whose story attempted to draw comparisons between the seminal horror works of H.P. Lovecraft and the Jim Crow era of American racism, will not be renewed for a second season. Interesting how that works, isn't it? In a statement released exclusively to Deadline, HBO informed the entertainment trade outlet, "We will not be moving forward with the second season of Lovecraft Country. We are grateful for the dedication and artistry of the gifted cast and crew, and to Misha Green, who crafted this groundbreaking series," the network continued, "and to the fans, thank you for joining us on this journey." So, if you guys haven't watched the show, there's a lot of nonsense in the show where they do all sorts of weird stuff, and they really try to make you believe that everything in America is so terrible. It is a very critical race theory type of film in a lot of ways, and we're gonna see more of that happening. Okay, they just announced yesterday, I think, or a couple days ago, where the biggest education system in America is going to be pushing for critical race theory in over 15,000 school districts. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. So across the country, in all of the public schools, pretty much all of the government schools, there's going to be critical race theory, which is going to absolutely fundamentally cripple our country. It is going to fundamentally cripple and destroy relationships in this country. It is going to be way more of a harmful thing than anything else. It is going to be awful. It is going to send us back into those types of segregation times, instead of moving forward into a future where we all can get past the color of each other's skins and focus on character and our beliefs and everything else instead. That is literally what Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about, and it seems like that many of the Democrats and the wokesters don't actually want that. which is really, really weird. So this show kind of ties into a lot of that, and we're going to see a lot more of that coming from Hollywood. We're going to see a lot more critical race theory type of films coming from Hollywood, and it's not going to get any better anytime real soon until we can start to, you know, actually fight back against this stuff and say, hey, no, we're not going to have anything to do with this. You know, homeschool your kids, please, and stop watching these types of shows and these types of movies, because all you're doing is just continuing to encourage them and make them believe that they can get away with this type of stuff. So, though the network did not give any specific reasons for the series cancellation, the decision to cancel Lovecraft Country may have been based upon a lack of quality in regards to the second season script, which, given how the first season covered the entirety of Ruff's original story, would have been based on completely new material. Which is just another thing that just goes to show that these companies, these production companies in Hollywood, they have no interest in producing good stories. They don't know how to make good stories anymore. All they want to do is use any type of property, any medium that they have, to push for more woke nonsense. That is all they're in the interest in. That seems to be all they're in the business of these days, which is just so frustrating. It's so frustrating as someone who wants to continue to see good stories happen and experience good stories and everything else. It is becoming increasingly more difficult to do so, because everywhere you look, all you see is just woke bullshit everywhere. In February, HBO and HBO Max chief content officer Casey Bloys told Deadline that at the time, Green was working with a small team of writers and they're coming up with a take. She had a book to go on in the first season. The Bloys of the second season's development, she and the writers wanted to go off and take some time to go out and figure out, without a book with these characters, what's the journey we'll want to go on. This really is starting to sound a lot like Game of Thrones and the same type of situation as well, where as soon as they don't have books anymore to base their show on, then suddenly they don't know what to do, which just goes to show that these people that they hire to write these shows are just talentless hacks who are just trying to jeopardize good writing and good stories to push for woke bullshit. So anyway, with that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. What do you think about the fact that Lovecraft Country was canceled? It is yet another just woke nonsense show that is biting the dust once again. And, that is basically what is going on here. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe for new. I'd appreciate that a lot. And I will talk to you later. Bye.